Hello again everyone, and we return to The Witcher 2 after talking to Brigida.
I believe there's been a misunderstanding, my lord.
Get out, before I call my guards.
And what might I convey?
Nothing.
Baron, sir, you gave your word.
For the last time, out! Tend to this matter.
So the Baron looks like he's got his own issues.
Who was that thug I passed in the doorway?
He's of no concern to you.
People like him sometimes do stupid things.
Did I ask for your opinion on the matter?
The convoy carrying Anais and Busi was ambushed. Why?
I'd like to know that myself.
I've seen your letter to Horst Lubbock, the one in which you ordered him to abandon the planned route.
Nonsense! I sent no such letter.
The letter bears your seal and signature, Baron.
Where is it?
I have it.
Show me.
You'll have to take my word.
The word of a wandering monster slayer means nothing to me. If that's the situation, I've said all I have to say. I wrote no such letter.
Words come cheap, Baron. I'm finding it hard to believe you.
I care little for what you believe. If this letter exists, we are dealing with a forgery. Whoever is behind this has crossed a Temerian noble, and will be duly punished. My scribe will test the letter and confirm what I claim.
All right. I'll see what this scribe has to say.
There are objective means of examining the letter's authenticity. I promise to pay you well for learning the truth.
The truth does taste better when payment's involved.
Indeed it does. So that's basically what we're going to be doing in this episode, talking to this guy and doing his missions, and then well, we'll see how it goes. Let's talk to this guy too.
Does the name Brigida Papabrock ring any bells?
Rings bells, sets off whistles. Why? I believe my loins have grown warm. Touch my plums, touch my plums.
Excuse me?
Fruit witcher, especially fruit of the south. Tender, juicy, soft on the exterior. That's what I think of when you mention Dame Brigida. The woman is positively obsessed.
I was hoping for a straighter answer.
A man of your experience surely understands what I mean.
So you admit you know her well?
I know her, I have known her, and I expect I yet will, and I'm not alone in that. Though, mind you, I admire the woman. Her kind of ambition is rare among both genders.
Ever taken advantage of that? Ever asked her to run errands for you?
One must be careful with the ambitious. They are almost always running their own errands. Asking them to do yours simply invites them to use you. Baron Kimbolt learned that the hard way. But why ask me about the lass, here and now of all times and places? Surely, given your close allegiance and, no doubt, many a shared drinking binge, Commander Roach has told you all.
Brigida used Baron Kimbolt?
Continues to, I surmise.
To what end?
You cannot expect me to answer every little query that pops into your mind, Witcher.
Commander Roach can be strangely discreet. What do you know?
I'm hardly one to tell another man's secrets.
Indulge me.
If you must know, the rascal Roach rogered our dear Brigida, just before he passed her off onto me, among others, with a purpose in mind, I suspect.
He'll be interested to hear what you had to say.
My, aren't we dutiful?
So here we'll be skipping to where we try
Stay away
to
from
understand
me.
or try to make sure this letter is forgery or not. So this is somewhere in a test lab, and I did this countless of times
substance that will bring out the dye and apply it to the letter.
to make sure that it was the right one, and it was basically just trial and error.
A little burnt lime.
There's a little riddle that you can do to solve it, but you know, I didn't really pay much of attention, and so I just did it more or less trial and error, and we got it. Here is me testing it on a piece of paper that you can get within this room, so that you know you're not screwing up the proper
Wait for it to dissolve.
forged letter,
I
or
need to
forged
add
or not.
burnt lime
We'll see.
to the flask, then quench it with water. Add bird guano to that, heat it, then capture the vapors and run them through cold water to obtain the final substance. All right, let's try this on Kimbolt's letter.
So that was a test draft, and let's now
I
test
need to
Kimbolt's
make the
letter.
substance that will bring out the dye and apply it to the letter. A little burnt lime. A bit of water.
And I should say that in my time running around in the
Everything's
forest
better with
after
a
talking
dash
to
of burnt
Brigida,
guano.
I managed to find, I think, 2 new swords, pretty strong swords.
Wait for it to dissolve.
So that's what I'm using now.
Smells like piss, but it worked. The sheet's orange, not blue. The letter's fake. Kimbolt had nothing to do with this.
So we've managed to
Young alchemist,
prove that
pour us
Kimbolt
water.
told us
Dash
the
it
truth.
to water.
And if you can hear that guy outside talking about alchemy, if you listen to him further, you'll be able to get more keys about what order you need to conduct these
Water quenches
this,
lime like beer.
this quest, I guess.
quenches thirst.
So anyway, I think now I've fixed up the frame rate issue, so we should be good to go now, from now on.
Witcher.
So what we can do here is technically talk to Constable Natalis, who I don't think I've talked to before. And he's down this way, which is kind of obscured, which is why I didn't see him before. Let's see if he has anything to say.
Roach may trust you, but I'm not so sure. What do you want?
Representatives of the Council of Regents. Did any come with you?
Only Baron Kimbolt and Count Maravel. The other 5 remain in Vizima. It seems that save Baron Orval, most spend their time trying to devise a way to undermine Anais' claim to the throne.
Kimbolt and Maravel. What's their stance?
Well, they've taken opposing positions, as one might expect. The Baron believes Anais' origin, if you will, stands in the way of her taking the throne, though it's common knowledge that he would simply prefer to seat himself on it. Whereas Maravel has said that Foltest's children have his full support. He stated this in Vizima before the entire council. One thing is certain, words come cheap. Those 2 may change their minds in a flash if Anais is found and recovered.
Impressive summit, but not all the players have their representatives here.
The most important do. The mages thought about inviting everyone, but time is short.
I've seen a Nilfgaardian delegation.
Scandalous, as I see it. They're here at Henselt's bidding. Before long, he'll be inviting them to his war councils.
The mages will want to get as much as they can out of this summit, and monarchs don't generally like others dictating terms. This may end in a row.
There will be no row. The mages now rely on the mercy of the northern kingdoms. The amphitheater itself is also protected by an anti-magic shield, like the one used at Thaned. The times of mage impunity are gone. They will be shown their place.
So that's what happens when we talk to Constable Natalis. So we have to, I think, complete our quest first by talking to Baron Kimbolt about the forged letter. Here I got confused about where I have to go.
Kingslayer.
You were right, Baron. The letter's forged.
Of course I was right. I would never seek to hurt Boosie. Bastard or not, he is still a child. Your payment, Witcher. I want you to look into another matter.
What would it involve?
Count Linus Maravel. You've heard the name?
Young, capable, handsome.
Yes. Yes, all that and more. And he's ambitious to a fault.
He looked about
Right
ugly.
after the Temerian delegation arrived in Loch Ween, his people began visiting the Nilfgaardian camp regularly.
Are you suggesting Maravel's a traitor?
We are all entitled to communicate with the ambassador without chagrin and openly, as court and diplomatic protocols allow. Yet the Count's multiple messengers, the letters traveling to and fro, it reminds me more of a complicated courtship.
You're curious to know the content of those letters.
I want you to learn the Count's plans. The man would sell his mother to please the Emperor. Find out what Maravel's messenger is carrying. If treason is involved, you must alert John Natalis. You will be generously rewarded, I assure you.
You need a Witcher to do this?
Do not underestimate Count Maravel. He does not employ common scoundrels, and I don't intend to either. Hieronymus Lash. Sound familiar?
A pretentious, invented name. Belongs to a bard or a mummer, I'd say. But you wouldn't need my help with either of those, so I'll venture a guess. Maravel entrusts his correspondence to a mage.
I knew you were suited to this task. The magic barrier placed over the city mutes all forms of high magic, preventing Lash from contacting Shillard remotely. He nevertheless remains dangerous. During the times of the previous conclave, I believe he was caught practicing black magic. He faced execution, but that louse Maravel saved him.
How do I locate this messenger?
Look for my man Aldridge by the fountain here in the camp. He'll point the mage out to you.
All right, I'll look into it.
My lord, we know where they are. What are your orders?
Bloody wonderful day. Assemble your men and resolve this once and for all.
So we've got this
Kingslayer.
another job
Gather-
from Kimbolt.
You've charmed the Baron, but that don't mean I trust you, Wanderer. Remember that.
And some random dude that don't trust us. So now we'll be doing this second mission for Kimbolt.
Master Witcher!
What do you want?
My lord, the Right Honourable Count Maravel requests the pleasure of your company. He says it's urgent.
Seems like everything is these days. Tell the Count I'll think about it.
So even Maravel now wants to talk to us, and I guess has a mission for us. Let's save again. And let's go find this dude that can show us where this mage is. Oh, there he is.
Aldrich, Baron Kimbolt said you'd point Hieronymus Lash out to me.
Perfect timing. Come with me.
Where's Lash?
Patience, mate. They should be here any minute. Look. I've done my bit. Up to you now.
Now I wasn't sure if he could you know, sneak up on them, or if we had to confront them face to face.
We've got a tail. Stop him.
But it looked like we have to fight them.
Stop there, White One.
What if I don't?
Then I'll fucking help you.
I'd like to see you try.
Consider it done.
And that looks like Zivik.
For Natalis!
Yeah, just trying to get ready your weapon sometimes can be a bit annoying. So,
For Natalis!
but essentially these guys are pretty simple. Plus I have my pretty strong sword that I got. I forget what it's called, but it was in one of the ruins or caves in that forest area.
That's the one. Kill him.
So we've got a few battles here, not just one, and our ultimate aim is the mage. As usual, I tend to go for the archers first because they don't have any armor usually, and because they're not really equipped for melee hits.
Dog!
Then it's really whichever comes next. Whoever makes a mistake.
For Nilfgaard!
I've been focusing my leveling up on swordsmanship now, mostly because I tend to use swordsmanship's skills rather than magic skills.
Die, dog!
Mostly because the magic skill tree you have to go through things that you don't choose, so like you have to level up Hexy, you have to level up Igni and all that, and I don't really use those all that much, so... Whoa, he died quick. And this is almost near the end of this episode now. I do like that you can at least save in between fights like this.
Enough! You shall die. Here and now.
Now, this is the final guy, and there's only one guy, and he's a mage. He has long range attacks, but and there's a trick to beating him, which I don't figure out until a while later. So you have to avoid all those homing attacks. You have to find out where he is, and he keeps teleporting whenever you get close to him, so you can't really get close to him. So I kind of figured out that you had to sort of like set a trap early on to get him. But I still wasted my time trying to do that. I tried, so instead I tried using bombs, but even bombs didn't work. So he sort of still teleports away, even though you try to bomb him. So after that, I realized he was just teleporting to the same areas over and over again. Well, I already knew that, I just didn't think it would work. So I set down another Yerden and chase him around again. I might, yeah, I put one down here too. And you can see my life is almost gone. It works because, and he's trapped. Sweet. As you can see now he's dead. And that's how we accomplish this mission. And we just pick up his notes that he has. It was a bit weird because I couldn't remember how many Yerdens I could place down. So we read this note and we find out that if you read it further, he actually sort of interrupted the caravan that was carrying Anais and Busi for Nilfgaard. He was betraying the Temerian country, basically. So once we find that out, we're going to take that to Constable Natalis. But that will all be in the next episode. That's all really for this episode. So thanks for watching, and see you next time, really.